Y'all know what it is. Welcome back to another story time with Uncle Ball. And today I'm gonna be talking about a very special person, man, in my life, man. My Uncle Walt. I got a good Uncle Walt story for you. But before we get into the story, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Come on, man. Rock with your boy, man. I appreciate y'all for even tuning in first and foremost. But let me tell you a story about my Uncle Walt. All right, my mom had two siblings. Rest in peace, my auntie Shara, and my mama older sibling is my uncle Walt, who we call Dog Pound. Now, Dog Pound, man, when I tell you, man, this is one of the toughest and luckiest mans that I ever have known in my life. And for majority of my life, all the way on up to I was a teenager, man, he was incarcerated. He had got a life sentence from armed robbery, right? So let me tell you how bad this man is. Like, so he caught a life sentence for armed robbery, right? And he was on parole, right? He was on parole. He was out for like 8 years. So he did the first stretch. He did like 14 years, right? And then when he got out, he was out for 8 years. But not knowing during them whole 8 years, you know what I'm saying? He, according to them, he was still causing ruckus, right? So what I mean by causing ruckus, like they decided to try to charge him with like about seven more armed robberies while he was on parole. And man, this man beat all of them. Like I can't even make this up. This man has beat more ARs than anybody that I can even imagine. Right? Like beat him, like was charged and beat him like did anybody. Like, and that's a fact. But let me tell you about when he first got out. Now when he went in, I was like about 3 years old, right? And he did 14. So when he got out, he was he was like he was like 30, he was like about 37 because I was like about 17, so he like 20 years older than me, right? So while he was incarcerated, we would go see him, you know what I'm saying, in prison, you know what I'm saying, like just every couple of years or so or something like that, right? Now let me try to describe my Uncle Walt to you the best way possible, right? He kind of put you in the mind of a young Stevie Wonder, like a bald head young Stevie Wonder. So my uncle looked like Stevie Wonder, right, in a sense, right? So, but let me tell you how I the first day I met him when he got out of prison, right? So now, man, he always talk on the phone. We go see him, so we knew who he was, right? So I'm working at the time, right? And my mom told me that like she was going to go get him, and he got and stuff like that, right? So I'm working, and I got home later. She's like, your uncle here, everybody here, you know what I'm saying? We having a little get together because that's something that my mom always did. She always throw like little get togethers and parties, right? So that wasn't a big deal. So I get home from work. It probably like about 10. Now, this is my first time seeing him in the free world. And this was the introduction, right? So I get home from work, man. This Negro is laid up under a pine tree pretending to be drunk, right? So he laid up on the pine tree, like just acting like he talking crazy and stuff. I'm like, I'm like, all right, I guess that's how they do it in prison, man. Cause like back in my day coming up, like my uncles and stuff who went to prison, man, we looked up to him and he was like the top dog, you know what I'm saying? Like who didn't take no joke. All you hear about stories of man, the walk when it went for the walk when it did this walk. So I admire, you know what I'm saying, his toughness stuff. But my introduction to meet him on the free world, he laid pretending to be drunk. And I'm gonna tell you why he pretended to be drunk, right? So we had another one of our family members over there, and rest in peace to our Uncle Lou, man. So he was pretending to be drunk because our Uncle Lou, you know what I'm saying, was over there, and he believed Uncle Lou had told on him on his case that sent him to prison. So he was still holding that grudge. So Uncle Lou like, man, you know what, man, he drunk, man. We just gonna leave him alone, and then I'm gonna go home and stuff like that. So as soon as my Uncle Lou had done left, right, Unc popped up. He said, God dang, I wish he would have did it. I'm like, this man was just sleeping up under a pine tree, acting like he was drunk. Right? And I realized it was an act when he said, dang, I wish you would. I'm like, what you would have did, what you wish you would have did? He's like, I wish you would have came over there and messed with me so I could have hit him across the head with a bill bottle. I'm like, why are you gonna do that? Because he know what he did. He know what he did. So I played drunk to try to bait him in. I'm like, this man is insane. Like this man is crazy. So, he used to do all kind of little chain gang stuff. He used to wake us up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a toothbrush in his mouth, with his shirt off and boxers on, waking me up. He like, hey, ball, get up. I'm like, we're wrong. hey man, man, show me how to cut the TV on, man. I said, man, you wake me up about 3 o'clock to cut a TV. All right, man, that was show. But my thing is this though, like I'm like, man, like you know, I'm thinking I'm feeling myself. I work, I got a little money. I'm like, hey, do that, man. He must don't respect me or something like that, right? So not knowing, like I know he loved me as his nephew, you know what I'm saying? But I think he was like, well, you ain't never been to jail, you ain't never been to prison, you ain't do the stuff that I did when I was your age. So I want to see how tough you is, right? And this the day that I earned my Uncle Walk respect, right? So I was real good at basketball, right? And so when we lived on Highland Terrace, we had this place. We had this basketball goal at a place called the church, right? So we used to go there and hoop and stuff like that. So I'm just down there hooping one day. Here he come, walking down that old chain gang, walking stuff like that. He said, come on, nigga, let's play. Let's play. Let's play. Let me see how tough you is, right? Man, I'm talking about, listen, man, that was the toughest battle. Like, I'm talking about this man was boy, he was kneeing me. I go up in the air, he pulling me down. And I was like, oh, okay. So he trying to play prison ball to see, you know what I'm saying, to see how tough I am, because he believed that by me not growing up as and doing all the wild and foolishness that he did, that I wasn't that tough. You know what I'm saying? So he'll bow you, you know what I'm saying, slam me on the ground and stuff. Now I was getting it back to him, but make a long story short, man, I ended up winning the game. You know what I'm saying? And when I won the game, I just was just beating on my chest and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying? Just started laughing. I walked off the court and stuff like that. And so I said, you know what? Now I walked off the court. I turned back around. I said, you know what? Because I'm feeling like, oh, okay, he want to do it like this. I said, we'll go to 10 and I'll spot you like, I spot him like probably like 5 or something like that. Dusted him off again. Like, and but this time I went in with the intention of like, yeah, I'm down 5, but I'm finna win and I'm finna inflict pain too, to let you know, like, cause you know I was young, I was, you know what I'm saying, I was cut up, I ran like I wasn't nothing to play with neither now, you know what I'm saying. And so from that day on, when I showed him that, man, like, bro, I can be just as tough as he is, you know what I'm saying, but without all the foolishness that he done, I knew my uncle had grew a different level of respect for me, man. And his birthday was just passed, and I just want to say I love you, Unc, man. I thank you for making me tough, man, and just preparing me for, you know what I'm saying, the things that was ahead of me, man. So I appreciate you for everything. And all in all, man, my uncle did like 31 years of prison in his life, man, and he on the right track now. Everything going good for him, man. And so um I thank you for the lesson, man, because he really made me tough. Like, and I had to earn his respect, and that's when I realized about respect. Like, respect is so precious because it can take some time to build it, but you know you can just lose it with just one word or one little flaw action and just lose respect like that. So I appreciate him for that and earning his respect, man, because he had mine off the rip. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that, Unc, man. I love you. All right.